Okay, this is a quick video about things that you should not do with your engine. So the most important thing is not to overheat your low temperature differential engine. It will withstand around about 80 degrees. So what that means is if you take a freshly boiled cup of water and you pour it into a mug and you put this on top, the heat from it will be around about 80 degrees. So by the time the water is evaporated and heating at the bottom plate, it will be around about 80 degrees, and it can cope with that fine. Once it gets around about 100 or a little bit over 100, you might end up with a number of parts of the engine that will actually melt, such as the displacer, the O-rings between the two plates, and also the chamber wall. So you end up with a massive lump of goo from the displacer, and all the other parts are either distorted or melted. So don't overheat your engine, don't put it on a stove, don't put it in a frying pan, don't put a blowtorch to the bottom of it. Just a cup of hot water or coffee or tea, and the engine will run really quickly, sort of 400 RPM or so. Other things to do to keep it in good condition is try and keep it dust free, so that will help long term. If you have a cover over it or in a cabinet, we do sell domes and acrylic cases for them, and by stopping the dust getting on it, you're less likely to get dust in the bearings and also on the gland stem here, which can cause performance issues or stop it from running entirely. It's all fixable, we can give it clean, you can have new bearings or you can clean the bearings out, but if you keep it dust free, you're less likely to have problems. The other things you can do is to do with tarnishing of the brass. Again, if you have it in a dome or a case, the brass is less likely to tarnish, and if you hold it in a particular way, so I'm holding it from the main pillar like this, I'm not actually holding it from the brass. If you touch the brass, some people have particularly oily skin, and what that can mean is you can end up with a fingerprint mark on it, and then over time that fingerprint mark will tarnish. So it's all cleanable. You can use Brasso or any other brass polish to give it a little bit cleaner afterwards. Use that very sparingly, because obviously you're going to get all the polish into the corners and whatnot if you're not careful. But overall, it won't tarnish over a few years if you look after it. They will look perfectly nice over quite a long time. This particular engine has been around to exhibitions, it's been used for photography, it's been handled by quite a few people, and I think this engine's probably about 3 or so years old now. So it's looking pretty good so far. So yeah, that's the things not to do with your engine.